Friend of Todd for a very long time. Thank you to Todd and Kat and to Dawn and Bev and Charlie and Gina for inviting us all to share in this occasion. And I'm especially honored to be a part of this day. I'll try and make this fairly short because I know you're all back to the party. But I wanted to briefly tell you why writing a toast for your best friend is so difficult. I sat there, pen in hand, and began writing the toast a few days ago. And all of everything that I was putting down was dumb cliches and euphemisms and sayings. And I just thought, I can say these things, they're all true, but I will sound so lame if I say it. But then as I thought about it, I realized that these two are both teachers. And we could have a little fun and give them a homework assignment at the same time. So here it is. I've got 20 bucks in this envelope. I've got a two-part toast. The first part is really bad, and it's loaded with cliches, and I want you both to count how many cliches. I've got pens. And we will give the 20 bucks to whoever finds the most cliche. Is it whoever or whomever? Todd? Whoever finds the most cliches. Okay. Okay. Very good, very good. All right, you ready? Pencils ready? Okay. Marriage is a journey. That's a gimme, come on. Marriage is a journey. It's a journey of two hearts joined as one. It's a journey where the journey itself is the destination. After all, that's why the ring is the symbol you and Kat wear. It's an unbroken circle of love with no beginning and no end. You two have just embarked on the journey of your lives, and a journey of 1,000 miles always begins with the first step. You are going to need to take this journey one step at a time, making sure you take the time to stop and smell the roses along the way. Does this mean this journey will be a cakewalk? No, of course not. And while love is a many-splendored thing, love hurts sometimes too. And sometimes through the trials and tribulations of life, it will seem like you only hurt the one you love. But true love conquers all. And I know that you two are the very definition of love. And since time heals all wounds, live and learn. Sometimes pain is nature's way of telling you you're still alive. So even though in every life a little rain must fall, Todd and Kat remember that after the rain comes a rainbow. And I know you'll find your pot of gold at the end of it. Okay. All right, count them up. Todd, how many did you get?
I got 22.
Todd got it. It's actually only 20. That must be really bad.
I think we counted some of them as double.
Yeah, you didn't know where one cliche ended in the next one.
Nice. Yeah. All right, the money is yours, but I guess you guys can share it. Okay. Now, hold on. Now I'm going to get serious for a couple minutes here. So forgive me and just indulge me for a minute while I get all sappy. I've known Todd and Kat for a combined 32 years. Granted, 30 of them have been with Todd. But I've had time to get to know Kat too. And so I wanted to spend just a couple minutes talking about some of the good qualities that I see in you that you may not even be aware of in yourselves. And these are qualities which I think, if you continue to work on them and you're diligent, you'll have a very fruitful and beautiful marriage. So, first, both of you are listeners, and I've had many conversations with Todd where I do most of the talking. I'm probably boring him to tears, but he's never told me so, which is very good. I know from hanging out from Kat that she's wired exactly the same way. So much of marriage is about listening to words, body language, and joys and tears. So I want to encourage you to do that, to continue to listen to each other, continue to hear your partner before you begin to speak. This one I think is particularly telling of these two. Both of you are lighthearted, and that word lighthearted expresses exactly what I mean. It's not the same thing as having a good sense of humor. A good sense of humor will let you laugh when things are funny, but being lighthearted will allow you to have joy even in challenging situations. In your marriage, I think it's critical to have a sense of hope and optimism, and it's not always easy, but because you both have this lighthearted spirit in yourselves so strongly, I just encourage you to cultivate it as a couple. And then finally, and most importantly, you both think of others before yourselves. When people spend time with you, self-centered is not typically a word that comes to mind. Selfless is more like it. And even the careers you've chosen reflect that. You spend your days teaching kids, and there's not a ton of recognition or reward in the work that you do. And I think that everybody here sees that. So I want to encourage you to build upon and nurture this selfless attitude in yourselves. And I think this bears a little bit more time on this last point, because earlier we had a lot of fun with cliches. And unconditional love is a cliche when you say it, but it is not a cliche if you live it. So I really want to encourage you in this. Your marriage will be stronger and richer if you put your spouse before yourself. And that's all the advice I have. I'd like you all to please raise your glasses. To Todd and Kat, may you always listen first, take only your love seriously, and live every day for the other. Cheers. Cheers. I'm just going to start that.